Let me tell you a story, children. It is from the pages of less known history. Before he died, Benito Mussolini tasked some of his most trusted advisors to go out there and procreate, to have children, and to educate those children into the grand plan, the grand design. And the grand design is that when social justice is at its weakest, when the woke ideology starts to crumble, that's when they act. And they will go on the internet and they will criticize the localizer. And this blow into the heart of social justice will destroy the Democratic Party and will bring the rise of fascismus into the United States. But fortunately, we have like certain individuals, like some people who are fighting on the side of justice, who are anti-fascistic, and they are taking it to Twitter to say that, no, we know the plan, we know the grand design, we will not allow you to attack the holy localizers from California, because those are the pillars of democracy, they are the cornerstones of freedom. By translating animes from Japanese to English, they are doing the work of God. They are doing the work of Jesus. And you evil fascists, we're onto you. And ironically, like, I genuinely think this is what these people believe. Like, they have this savior complex, this messianic complex. They don't look like anime as entertainment. They don't notice that there is a free market where people get to spend their money to stuff that... No. They are the educators of society. They are on the side of good. And if you disagree with the holy localizer, you are part of the fascistic. You are part of the Mussolini conspiracy. Jesus fucking Christ. Localizer is based on maybe 5% actual translation errors. And 95% the evil right-wingers, the sons of Mussolini, pushing a fascistic agenda of erasure. They have taken the eraser and they are rubbing it out. They are rubbing it out from the paper. Honestly, I don't understand like why people don't mock leftist buzzwords a little bit more. Like they are so ridiculous when you're taking them to what they actually mean, right? Because they're metaphors, like they're exaggerations, and you need to behave like what they are saying is genuinely true, and it makes them sound like some of the most crazy conspiracists on the face of the internet. But anyway, right, so liberalism exists in Japan, feminismus exists in Japan, queerinismus exists in Japan, deal with it. You know what else exists in Japan? Artificial intelligence, deal with it. Okay, so why are people upset about localizers, right? Because now the gaslighting is in full swing, and it's important to document why people do not like localizers. Here's the thing, okay? Translations have existed since I was but a child. I mean, there were many Chinese movies back then. We used to call them kung fu movies. They were very popular. And they were translated, and for some reason there wasn't any complaint. And even when I was a kid back in the 90s, all the way up until 2010, I've never heard complaints when people translated anime either. It's only recently that it's happening, isn't it? It's just like, it's so bizarre. Have the sons of Mussolini risen out? Like, what is going on here? Well, I think that people aren't upset when they're translating, instead of saying ramen, they're saying soup. Or instead of saying temple, they're saying church. No, people are noticing that there are propagandists and agitators that have infiltrated the prestigious localization industry. And people don't like that. Like, here's an example of what I've been told is the same guy. Like, it's literally the same person that was doing the gaslighting earlier. But this is a tweet from several years ago. And unfortunately for him, the internet is forever. So people can actually go back and see what they posted, right? And there was this very successful campaign in Japan about donating blood, right? So like the Red Cross managed to convince a lot of Japanese people to donate blood. And they used Nozaki-chan, which is a popular anime character, in order to, do what Americans used to do when they posted like a beautiful woman on the army recruitment ad. Like, this is a tried and true tactic, it works, right? But here you have the tourists coming in and saying, oh, I admire the work of Red Cross, but how to get people to donate blood, but what I know that the way you do it is wrong. How do you dare using a campaign where you use the hyper, omega, super duper sexualized Uzaki-chan? There is a time and place, and the time isn't now. And these are the propagandists. Like, you are an American cultural imperialist waving the flag of California, aren't you? Like, you don't like the fact that Japan doesn't bend to American sensibilities. So you from America think you have the right to decide how the Japanese people get to have their culture. Like, you don't like their drawings. You don't like the fact that they're getting people to donate blood in this particular way. Like, it offends you, right? So you go like, hashtag women, hashtag me too, hashtag. We don't like you. And by we, I mean the people who want to support Japan, right? Like, I don't want this individual to have access to my cash. Is that unreasonable? Like, I genuinely, like, if you are a localizer, I don't want you to get money. Like, I would rather not watch the product. If Japanese companies hire you, I do not want to purchase their goods. I know, horrible, right? I may be a fascist. I don't know. But I just do not want to support this attitude. I actually like diversity, believe it or not. And I don't want everything to be Americanized. Like, if I want America, I read Marvel and DC comics. If I want Japan, I read mangas. I don't want the American mindset to pollute and to forcefully influence the culture of Japan. Because I think the culture of Japan is beautiful. I also think that American culture is beautiful in its own way. And I want both of them to exist, right? Like, when I consume entertainment, I want to see the diversity. But these are the people using the gaslighting. So let's look at what the localization actually means. Is it true that it's just a couple of spelling errors and that right-wingers get upset? Look at this other nonsense. Look at the... Just stop doing what... Look. When will I meet this gentleman? Like, why won't you use the word gentleman? Oh, yes, because we as Americans have decided that we're going to use non-binary language now, and we're going to force the entire world to use it, and we're going to push the word Latinx. We're going to force Latinx upon them, and when they complain, we will force it even more, and we will use words like chest feeding, because we as Americans have decided that this is what we are going to do. And even if you're outside of the borders of America, the social justice ideology knows no borders. It will reach where you are, even in Japan, and it will mistranslate your shitty story, and we will take money for doing it and call everyone against us a fascist. Is this like what we stand for? Like, do you honestly think that you have to be a fascist in order to call this bad behavior up? So anyway, look at this, right? Champion, how will I recognize her? Now, the original text is like, he's already nearby, please join forces with him and save the magical land. But this is not enough for social justice. This is like, we can't work with this. We can't push our message onto the unsuspected masses. I mean, they purchased money for a video game wanting entertainment, but instead, we're going to shove the social justice on their tushy because we are the Chad localizers. Look, this is the 80s, Han! It's him, and he is white. Except when he is Asian. It is complicated. Is this like a few grammatical errors? Like, do you guys think that this is what we're looking at? It's just like a few errors here and there, huh? And if you don't like it, it is because you are the spawn of Benito Mussolini. And I could go on with so many examples. In fact, you know what? I don't even need to, because I'm pretty sure you guys have saw them yourselves. If you're anime fans, like they've been trending on Reddit, they've been trending on Twitter, they've been trending everywhere. It is absolutely impossible that a person doesn't know what we are talking about. So if a person doesn't know what we are talking about, then they shouldn't be part of the conversation. Because I would just assume that they're being disingenuous. There is no way, like there is absolutely no way. This has been going on for the last several years. It was trending everywhere, and the localizers themselves are proud that they have done it. Like they even managed to have bounding into comics articles with them like being happy and excited. It's like, oh look, I got away with pushing the ideology in this anime. Interesting how they're not bragging about it now. Like, I find that to be very fascinating. The moment the AI came out, they're not mocking and ridiculing the customers anymore. They're trying to explain to us why they are so important. I gotta say, the AI doesn't do a good job at translating. It doesn't. I mean, it does like a 60% or 70% job. It is broken English, but you kind of get what's going on. So I suppose you can say it's good enough. Unfortunately, a human would do a much better job. But this is not a translator. Like, I'm sorry, this is an agitation and propaganda activist. This is a political operative masquerading as a translator. I would rather get the AI.